I did not expect him. Hey everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 10, Wounded Hero, Burning Bright and True. Last episode, Hawks and Endeavor were facing All For One. All For One messed with Endeavor's mind and then he got injured and he's now on the floor. Hawks was about to die, but then Jiro and Tsukuyomi they came in and saved him. But then the last attack that All For One did was sort of like it cut off her ear and stuff. So it's like I don't know. I know they're gonna do something. I don't know. We'll see. So that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting Patreon at patreon.com/Philomini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go.
Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comment in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
And now Hawks is sort of like almost out of feathers. Ah, new intro. Yume no Naka. Yume? Is Yume dream? But with the no Naka, that makes it an interrogation? Ugh. Aww. Kiritoga. Baby Ochako. Aww, Toya. And you went and went back. Oh yeah, they were facing first time place. Is Sadman's parade gonna come in fire? Probably. Aww. Baby Taku. Yume no Naka. Oh! Oh, so they're the one to win it? Oh, you chipping away at it. Oh, what is Screaming gonna do? Okay. Smash! Ooh! Ragnarok! Oh, they broke it. Okay. Will you now? I don't see that happening. Yeah. I don't see that. I didn't see that happening. I did not expect him.
見るに耐えないグズへと引きずり下ろした。悪漢から少女を救おうとし、結果少女もろとも肉塊と化した父を、誇示していなければ保てぬ程度の醜い心を。そう、お前はオールマイトにもデクにもなれない。己の弱さを呪い続けろ。唯一それだけがお前を生かしてきたのだから。だからこの先生涯よくやったと自分を慰めるような日は来ない。まさか君ごときにあの日の辛酸を重ねることになろうとは。
Oh, good.
は？
Oh?
バニシングジェットバーン。今のはプロミネンス撃つとこでしょ。奴が防御に切り替えたのが見えなかったのか。物理的に防御をひっぺがし確実に当てねばならん。
Yes, he is.
オールフォーワン。皆さん退避。
Yep. Go away. Go away.
だがこうも
Oh, thank goodness.
君も壊したろう。そうだ。俺の過ちが燈夜の姿となり、子は消えない。怒りも恨みも罰すらも。未来とは若者の進む道だ。
Is he about to sacrifice himself?
勝たねばならぬのだ。
This will do.
若者が道を歩むとき、大人の過去が妨げとならぬよう、怒りも恨みも罰も勝って燈夜を見続ける。
Did he just buy him?
プロミネンスバーン。仮に隠し持っていたとしても、死柄木のような肉体でない以上はもう死んだ。この体は僕にとってもう用済みで捨て去るだけのものだからこそ。ヴィランも手織りが最も恐ろしい。動きを止めるな。浅いし
定着すればするほど内に蓄積された個性群や多様な外的環境に見合うよう体が最適な形態を模索しているんだ。この体と力で全てが僕の手のひらの上となる。行き着く先は断絶と崩壊だ。大きすぎる際は不理解を生む。
てめえが今死柄木かオール・フォー・ワンか知んねえけどよ、聞くに耐えねえんだよ。サポートカが作ってくれたこいつで面制圧重装機動ストレイフパンツァー。
Huh?
俺が風の本体潰すぞ全員で。抹消で死柄木の個性封じてくれてるうちに雷たちがこのステージ動かしてくれてるうちに。
不理解は恐れと排斥を生む。
君が助けを求める顔してた。
Don't remind me.
とっくに飲み込んだんだよ俺。爆音、そういうの全部一歩進んだとこもう見てんだよ。よって余計なお世話だ指切ってばやろ。大爆
What is this episode? Is it an episode or a movie? What the heck? It feels
だし重すぎるんだ。
伝達警備係も上に行くって
出力上げろ。
取ってないで働いててかなんでいるの
唯一マンダレーのテレパスのみが外界の情勢を
ドキュメンタリー撮ってるいらないでしょ今
いるだろう。
いらないでしょ
ひいてはヒーローと社会をつなぐことと教わったよ。ここで学んだ3年間とともに記録に残すんだ。
爆豪さんですわね。
おいおいおい、バリアの電柱壊してねえだろうな。
汁の美しい髪がさらに燃えてもっと短くなったりとか。
大丈夫っすよ。
really.
見えてあいつ細けえんせん。飯食うときは左手テーブルの上に添えろって言われたか。周りのこと考えずに戦うようなやつじゃないってことっすよ。
素晴らしいからおった
ダイナマイト。
僕に接近するということはオールマイト並みのパワーをその身で味わうということなんだが、
俺の最大打点だった。こんなに遠いのかよ。
点興味があるとすれば君は緑谷出久と最も仲がいいってくる。緑谷出久はワン・フォー・オールは
You know, this episode I felt like my emotions were like at both ends of the spectrum. 1 minute, 1 second I'll be excited, and the other second it's like I'm all the way down in the dumps. Like I'm all the way down in sadness, dejection, something or other. Like okay. The way last episode ended, I'm like, Jiro and Tsukuyomi, they have to do something, right? They have to affect the battle some way. And Jiro got pissed and then she used her sonic thing on Alpha One. And Alpha One was saying something about it being weak and not really doing anything to him. But then you see these things holding on to him, and I'm like, what's going on? And then he's like, okay, it seems like the quirks that I have acquired are sort of like rebelling against me. And I'm like, oh, okay. But then at one point he said something that made me think that it was what Jiro was doing that was affecting, that was causing the quirks to act that way. But then again, somewhere later down the line, it felt like that didn't really have anything to do with it. It was just the quirks rebelling against him. So I'm not really sure. But either way, he did that. That gave Hawks a chance to hit him again in this one particular spot that he's been hitting him at. And then Tsukuyomi also did the Ragnarok thing, and the mask broke. And I'm like, yeah, they did it. And I believe Hawks was about to attack or something, and then he sort of like he sort of like rebelled against the quirks that were rebelling against him and just grabbed onto one that was about to eat it or something. I'm like, I don't want to see that. And after that, he just sort of like it felt like he pushed those quirks away and then regained control of them or something or other, and he just launched this attack at them. It sort of like started to reconstruct his mask, and I'm like, they did all this, took the mask off, and then he was putting it right back up, and I'm like, look at the frack. And then I believe he was about to attack or something, and then Endeavor showed up. I was not expecting Endeavor. Clearly he had a talk. They showed that he had a talk with himself. Basically, he sort of like came to terms with everything, and now he was both calm and collected, but also angry at All For One and wanting to defeat him. So he was supposed to like defeat him in the air at one point. Hawks was the one that was reminding him of that. Like he was supposed to do that, but then he didn't actually do that. The attack that he did sort of like hurled All For One to the ground, and the allies were there and they were feeling the heat and all of that. And then I think that's where Hawks reminded him of, you know, him defeating All For One in the air. And he's like, I can't really do that right now because he's sort of like has this defense around him and I have to chip away at it or something or other like that. And Endeavor was about to do the same thing again, and the other hero was like, okay, guys, get out. We need to leave. You know. And while Endeavor was attacking All For One, they had this the soundtrack that was going along with that moment. It just made it feel so epic, you know. And then he like brought him into the air and was about to use Prominence Burn, and I'm at the edge of my seat thinking, okay, is he actually gonna defeat All For One? You know? And then the way he was talking about living the future, you know, for the kids and whatnot. I'm like, okay, is he about to sacrifice himself? Because the way he's talking as if as like someone that's not gonna live anymore, you know. And I'm like, okay, is he about to sacrifice himself? So I was like at the edge of my seat, and then when he did Prominence Burn, and then like the sound just like completely went out, and everybody was like on pins and needles, and I was on pins and needles, asking myself, did he actually defeat him? You know, All For One. And then Endeavor is like, okay, we've done our research on him. He doesn't have any regenerative powers anymore, so he should be dead. And as he was about to say dead, Hawk is like, get away from him. And then All For One is like, you think I was gonna come to this without an ace up my sleeve? And then you see the deleter thing that was created from Eddie, and it's like, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, because at first when I saw the bullet, I'm thinking he injected Endeavor, and Endeavor doesn't have his quirk anymore. But then, out of the decaying whatever body that All For One was, it's sort of like he was regenerating, like an ear popped right up. His eyes started like this yellowy glowy thingy. And then I'm trying to remember, I can't remember right now. Like I know they were able to use Eddie to sort of like bring back what What's his name? Why can't I remember his name? The Le Million. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember his real name, not his hero name, but I can't remember right now. His hero name, Le Million. I believe they were able to use Eddie to sort of like restore his quirk, right? So is that what he did to himself? Did he create something from Eddie that's sort of like it's now bringing him back, you know? So it's like all of that happened and nothing. He's coming back. So I was at this high. I had these high hopes. And then it was like it plummeted. Below ground. So after that happened, you could tell that excuse me. Oh my goodness. You guys probably noticed that I was just like dejected, like I was not saying anything. I was saying they went to Bakugo and the others fighting against Shigaraki and they were doing stuff and I'm just looking at them doing stuff and then Bakugo is like, okay, I have stored enough sweat and then this armor thingy came up and then I started to perk up because he was about to do something. You know, he was about to unleash a new move that I have not seen before. So I started to perk up and then he started talking and then they started showing those flashbacks of, you know, when Deku saved him, ran after him, you know, when that goo monster was doing his stuff. Then Deku punching him, telling him not to say he's okay with losing or something or other like that. They showed that moment where he, you know, he felt so guilty because it was because of him that All For One, not for one, one for All Might, my goodness, that All Might sort of like retired. So that moment where he was carrying that guilt, like all those flashbacks, that was sort of like fitting into this moment where he was about to attack Shigaraki and he got right, like he was destroying his many hands, got right up to him. And I'm thinking he's gonna affect him in some big way. No, not completely defeat him or anything, but at least do something to him. They switched from them. So my level of hypeness was like at a high level. They switched from them to the business classes, like, you know, filming stuff. They showed Kaminari, you know, because they were like, okay, that's probably Bakugo's doing, you know, I hope he didn't, you know, destroy stuff or something or other like that. And Kaminari is like, no, this guy, he has his attention on everything. He knows how to fight in order to whatever. So he's sort of like also hyping up Bakugo, you know. And then you have the business student there that are like, okay, we're gonna record this for prosperity for the day when we won against the villains or something or other like that. And then they go from them back to Bakugo. And it's like his arms is crushed. And like he did nothing. And then she got threw him aside, and it's like, I'm still interested in you because, you know, you're the one person that's closest to Midoriya, and I know he's gonna come. Him and One for All, and it's like, you know, when he said that, you know, Bakugo has had this sort of like inferiority complex when it comes to Deku for a long time, you know. And then for Shigaraki to say that the only interest that he has in him is because he's close to Deku, it's like another punch to the gut, basically, to Bakugo. Even though he's sort of like dealt with his feelings when it comes to him, and all of that. I personally, I didn't like it that he was saying that to him, you know, because I've said it plenty of times. Bakugo is my favorite character on this show, so it's like I don't like people minimizing him or something. And I've loved his growth over the years when it comes to this show. So when he said that, I'm like, ugh. And then they showed Midoriya, coming. So it's like this episode, ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. Thank you guys for watching. And if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe. And if you want to see my reaction to the next episode, the link is going to be in the pinned comment. So just click on it and check it out. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Esa es la historia que les vengo a contar. La de nombre falso y su engaño mortal.